Normally, good afternoon. And let me just make sure as I'm speaking that the audio is working. I need to jump here. And yes, I'm seeing that the feed is live. And uh, all right. And we're still broadcasting. As I said in my introduction, the chatting portion will not be long. Throughout all social media, I am known as Zephaniah Comics. Those that know me know that I'm Bill Council. And I follow Stephen King on Twitter, and I recall him apologizing for us living in one of his novels. It was one of the funniest and truest things that I heard this year. Um, I had just got through with dinner and was checking out social media, Instagram in particular. And one of the black girl gamers, I'm not saying which one just in case, she's streaming now. um, I know good and well I don't have her followership, but I do, everyone does what they can. And this is me doing what I can in the midst of this situation. And even though Zephyl is on the screen, I just want to describe exactly what happened. Again, I was on Instagram and she started live streaming on Instagram. And two officers had had a young African American male, 15 years old. One of the officers was super aggressive. He calmed down once this streamer informed him that yes, she is live streaming and she has people following her from all over the nation on this mini stream. And she used her Zoom, she got in close. The young man was wise and said, I do not need to speak to you until my mother gets here. And he just sat and was quiet. And this went on for about 15, 20 minutes. But this is part of what we need to do in the face of 2020. Of course, you had the more militant people that were watching. I was not on that community because I am halfway around the nation. If I'm going to be militant, I'm going to be in your face militant. I'm not doing armchair quarterback. Um, but for this situation, we were support. And with the young man, as officers went back and forth, neighbors went back and forth. And when her stream ended, the young man was going off with his mother. And, this event is not going to make the national news or anything like that. But for those of us that were wondering, what can I do in the face of all of this? Of course, things that we need to do as a people is to pray. The Bible says, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and repent and seek my face, then shall they hear from heaven, and that he will heal the land. Our land needs buku healing. However, today is an example of how we can keep each other safe. I wanted to place that on the perennial table. Then those that so I want that's on the table. Now we're going to just see about doing a raid, and we're going to normal catch up, and just to make sure that this goes to all of the stations. If it doesn't, then I'll just record old school. This is a platform for getting the news out. I don't know if people remember, it was a little while ago, Tiananmen Square. They didn't have any of the technology that we have today, but they got the news out. Don't know if people remember the Occupy Wall Street movement from a couple of years ago. They were using different tech than what we have now. This is when Ustream was coming up. But they and everyone had their Ustream app, and when they gathered, the majority of them were streaming. Did that 100% prevent stuff from happening? No. But what it did do, it kind of encouraged people not to be silly on camera. Sorry about that. And I am suggesting that as one of the options. Um, it's not I am still putting together, a detailed how exactly I'm going to do my next level for the stuff that is happening now. There's a lot going on, and there are a lot of needs. And so I am running the numbers. I'm looking at each skill category and saying, all right, how can we bring that to the table? I'm not going into detail what my skill set is. Those that know me know what they are. And I'm doing a shout out to my baby brother and say, yes, sometimes I do listen to you. And this one time I'm actually doing what you suggested. And just be strong. I did contact my old church, and prayer covering is going around. It may take a while, but things are going to get better. All right. And now my plan is just to stream long enough to do this raid. But since if I throw that, did I get credit? And of course, there's a feat for this as well. Yeah, it's got. Ooh, wow! I was wrong. All right, let me go tank mode. All right, come on, let's switch it up. Why did I? Because I am not doing this as a DPS. Oh, Oh, yep, ta-da. Alright. I didn't read the fine print. I know good and well there will not be two tanks in this. So I know that I'm going to tank, which I'm okay with it. I like tanking. Alright. And my expectations that this is going to be a lag fest. And now, boom. Come on, let's see the transformation. Okay, so now I have 3 healers, so this is going to be good. Why can't I get inside? Why is everyone running through the wall? I was watching oh, look at these costumes. A live stream about the August release, the Wonderverse, and it looks to be kind of cool. I am actually looking forward to it. All right. Now, this is kind of like everyone's favorite fight because it's like old school, but it's also fun. And now, those that know me from City of Heroes, Liberty Server, part of my excitement for the next DLC, don't know if people remember the Ricty raids back in DC. I'm sorry, back in City of Heroes. For us on Liberty Server, we gathered on Friday night. With the open world bosses that they're having, there's like 5 of them, I think. And at least on the Plus test server, they had so many people that it made me think of City of Heroes. So my hope, that I will grow my league big enough that we can do that. It's a work in progress. But that the community will gather and then we will be able to do that. All right. I am being slightly cavalier by having 3 healers. I am the only person that is in game. Again, this will qualify as a ninja stream. I did my primary mission was to let the people know what I just witnessed. But this was the forum by which we were able to step away from the gaming table and make effective, immediate change. Again, a shout out to Black Girl Gamers. I really appreciate y'all, and I do wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Keep doing what you're doing, because we all have our story that we need to tell. I do wish they would upgrade, because I'm wearing the one from Earth 3 version of his armor. Alright. I am continuing trying to make somewhat witty dialogue, but is the other atomic? No, they're just doing DPS. This is a cool boss. I like how they switch out the dialogue, especially Harley's dot line. Um, but do you see the sheen on his armor? That's what I want, especially the glowing. All right, let me go and be the tank. Now, all right. All right, I apologize since this was like a quick stream. I do not have my smartphone up so I can be seeing the chat. But worst case, I will do another stream and answer all comments and any questions. All right, let me use that. Now, this group, now one of the things that I would like to see the developers do is to make it that if we want to queue a little bit longer so that we could get 2 controllers, 2 healers, 2 tanks, and 2 DPSs. I would wait 10, 20, 30 minutes for that. Because you feel the difference when everyone is doing their role instead of trying to beat the game as quickly as possible. It's, let's see, I'll use my. Now, technically, I guess I should do this and kind of try to drag him away from the lava. Kind of forget that because I can take the damage that the DPS might not. See, this is old school tanking. This is getting the boss to be where we want him to be. And, okay. Now, if you're not a tank, you do have those little areas that you can get in, and I'm going to try to pull them over. But at this stage in the fight, see how it keeps changing? With 3 healers, we have the luxury of just saying we'll take the damage because we'll be healed through it. All right. And I'm going to give a shout out to Quantum. And like, even though you're never going to play this game with me, doesn't mean that I won't give you a shout out now and then and say how much I appreciate you. All right. And I hope Brimstone comes back. I know he's not, at least not for the next one. Um, I think after the Wonderverse, we might go back to Earth 3. Because honestly, after you fight the Greek god, all the, you know, there's not many places that you can go. The other thing that I would hope that they could go would be to allow us to go and meet the Legion of Superheroes. All right. All right. We're working on this. I am tempted to go with my assertive tank build. Hmm. Actually, I think I'm going to try to do that. And what I mean by assertive tank, here I have all of the classic tanking artifacts. Bracers, Steel, and the one from the Merc Atlantis. You see those little plates on my foot? This loadout allows me maximum tanking protection when playing with a pug, which is a pickup group. Now, since I've not had to use any of my mitigation other than like one heal so far, these healers are good. Okay, so now none of these matter, and Nunlock 3. And nope, it didn't change. Wait, it's 3 my DPS. I think 2 is my other tank build. I wish there was a way to cut past this cutscene. Alright, Numlock 2? Did I get it right? Oh, what the? Wait, then where is? Oh, that is not the one that I want. Alright, so Numlock 3. Alright, Numlock 1. Now I should be allowed to switch. I'm not getting the Numlock 1. Numlock 1. It's not telling me that I... Alright, well at least I'm back to tank mode. I should have trusted my instinct and hit 3 instead of 2. But I don't think a healer went down while I was doing DPS. Alright. And let me alt tab just to check. And alrighty. Just want to check on the chat. I am back here. And it looks like that we are experiencing lag. Alright. But you see how they have those big tells which tell you what is happening and where you need to turn your attention to next? They're really taking that to the next level in the Wonderverse. Alright. Ooh. Alright, we can bring that down. Alright, so now we're switching to Jimmy. Now I was doing this on, I think, my third in-game character. And we had a situation where at this point, Lex actually healed himself. So I don't expect that to happen here. But just keep an eye on the health bar once we switch over from Jimmy. Because with this group, alright. That is the Atlantean orbital strike, which you saw when I was in DPS mode. Alrighty. Now, yes, this is what we're supposed to be doing, and my job is to kind of keep the healers from being attacked. Because when you run this as a healer and there's not a tank, Lex has some one-shot attacks that he has no qualms with using. Alright. Now, one of the things I do like, if you take the time to help in the turrets, it actually they count that as part of your damage. So that means just by doing that, like 1/3, maybe even a half, you can be top of the damage boards if that is like something that you want. Oh, all right. Then we switch to Alpha Luther. Now I have the Eye of Gemini at rank 80. I don't have it equipped right now. All right, but I will use my cooldown to protect the entire party. All right, and I will call up my sidekick as well. Now, one of the things that was a disappointment with uh, the genetic tanking artifact from this DLC is that you don't have a visual effect. It works behind the scenes. If you ever unequip it, you will see the difference. But everyone knows that when those activate. And with the bracers, all right. And I like this because that is the one that I get by default. Ooh, I don't know where that visual effect came from. It might have came from the marketplace, but one of the great joys of doing this on multiple tunes is you get to see the community's costumes. All right, let's get the collection and ah, tell me that I did this with my numlock key locked. Okay, hitting and okay, I am doing the multi-stream and oh, actually, I guess we can. I'm gonna switch over to my. Oh, all right. I see that multiple stream trap is going on, and let me just make sure that my num key. So this, I'm waiting to change. I'm hitting the key. Numlock. That is the build that I wanted. This is my aggressive tank build. Except that I don't have super breath should not be on that power bar. Okay. Okay, that is slightly irritating. Alright. Let me do this. It's like this other cat keeps attacking. Okay, do you want the and now this one wants to attack. Oh, alright. Okay, that was the first time having to do that. Honestly, I've been actually doing this more on my lobies instead of my main. But I still give them credit because this has been a fun DLC. Waiting for the gorilla to become targetable instead of doing laps. Alright, let me move out of his way. Oh, guess he was waiting for me to get out of his way so I can get it. Alright, let me. Well, you can get the gear the old-fashioned way. I mean, if you're in the game, I can help you run with you through content. Give me 1 second. I'm actually pulling up the nearby. Oh no. Alright. But if you give me 1 second to see if you. Alright. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you've watched any of the streams from the test server, but in August, one of the easiest way to level up your character and to get gear is they're gonna have like, don't know if you ever played like the World of Warcraft or even City of Heroes. They're gonna have open world bosses where you don't have to team up and become a group of 8. You can stand in your own little group, and they've set up the technology so that you can, as you participate, whether you're doing the helping during the side quests or if you're going toe to toe with the world boss, you get 2 currencies. Now, unlike the bounties that we have now, there's no loot lock. So if you want to run the 4 bounties, if you're successful, then you get to fight the Hydra for several hours. You can do that. So as a result, you're going to be able to gear up a lot faster than the way we can gear up now. All right. We're going to do I want to do the metahuman? The metahuman is honestly a lot easier than the other guy. All right, let's do this gorilla door. And we're not going to stand on his banana this time. And see, if we don't stand on the banana, he gets it, and we can get through a lot quicker. All right. So we just need to rescue one more cat from a tree. Or we could do this one here. And if I help and grab this one. All right. We are now complete. All right. I thank you so very much for attending this really ninja scene where I just wanted to support what was happening earlier today in Virginia. But be well, be safe, be the you that you desire to be, and I look forward to seeing you in the